What's going on, guys? I'm doing another one of these videos because I'm not going to have time tonight to film an actual one. Sitting to my right is the Audio-Technica 120, and there's a few reasons I decided to go against it. One, you know, it'll play. I'm OCD about this stuff. I told you that before. I look like Jabba the Hutt because it's a low angle, but whatever. I'm OCD about this. I've researched this to death, more than probably most people research buying a car or a house. But here are my criteria. 300 bucks and less, or less. Has to play 78s, but that's the only one that I could, you know, kind of forget about. And not be a piece of shit. Now, if you're familiar with vinyl, there's a lot of turntables out there now. Vinyl is making a comeback, both for good and bad. In the good sense that, you know, record stores are getting back in business, making money, which is a good thing. The bad news is there's a lot of turntables out there that are pieces of shit. And what I mean by that is quite simple. Like, you can go and buy an Ion or a Kursk or another. There's a couple of them out there that are literally just cheap turntables with ceramic tips for their stylists. And you know what? If you're a casual Christmas present, fine. But if you're like me and you invest money in audio and you appreciate sound quality, you're going to want to spend a couple $100 or more. And even this, I wouldn't say this is audiophile, but I had to look at it as, you know, I don't listen to vinyl every day. It's not like it's all I listen to. It's not like I have a giant collection. You know, I have the older Pioneer stereo. I have my monitor speakers that I bought specifically for the vinyl. So I paid 200 and change for this. Less than what the public can, because I work where I work, but I'm not telling you what I spent, so I won't get in trouble. But I paid a little over 200. Here's my problem. The Audio-Technica would have been a no-brainer, no questions asked, definitive selection had it not been for the simple fact that it has a built-in preamp. And I don't like that. I would rather have it be like, even my Pile requires something with a preamp because it's your standard turntable. But I've read that I can bypass that and take it out. Now, do I really want to dig in through the guts? No. Is it hard? No, I can do it. I have the skill set, but it's just something where I don't want to do it. On the other hand, would I notice the difference in sound quality, given what I'm listening to it on? So I'm going to try it out when I go home. But I decided to go with it mainly because the Music Hall 2.2, the Project 3, were the other two turntables I was looking at. Even the Denon 300 with automatic stop and start was pretty cool. It was something I was looking at. But they're all around the same. Like the Music Hall and the Project, they're literally identical. You know, they don't have, you need a preamp. There's no amp built into them. But you know, for the money, it's very well rated. It's not belt driven. It's you know, it's direct drive, which some people say for home audio, direct drive is not the way to go because you can kind of hear the motor. I'm going to test that out. I don't think I'll be able to hear it. DJs use this thing all the time. But one thing I did want to talk about, I mentioned about getting a used Technics, which is also basically Panasonic, for $300, $400, $500. But the caveat with that is it doesn't play 78s. But it's like the grandfather. It's like the record player everybody says you should buy. Well, Panasonic and or Technics, if it's still its own company, announced at CES that they are re-releasing the 1200 series turntable, a regular version and a special edition, because I guess it's, I forget the year, it's like 50th anniversary, or whatever anniversary. The anniversary edition's $4,000. Fuck you, no. You do not need to spend that kind of money. I can buy a lot of shit for that money. But I guess the price point of the normal 1200 is going to be, from what I've read, and this is very sketchy still because no one knows yet, would be anywhere from $800 to $1,000. Why? Because they know people will buy it and people want it. And I'm sorry, but I would rather spend $400 or $500 on a used Mark II or Mark III than the brand new one. You know, it's direct drive. It's digitally controlled with a processor, so it's supposed to give you 0 to null, wow and flutter. A lot of cool things about it. It'll also, and here's the funny part, it will play 78s. So a lot of people think that who don't know what they're talking about, think that the Techniques got the looks from what's next to me, which is the 120 from Audio-Technica. But what's funny is the Audio-Technica got the idea, or the looks, if you will, and it literally is like a carbon cookie cutout of the original 1200. So it's kind of funny people are thinking the opposite nowadays. But for how often I listen to vinyl, for what the reviews are, for how many people recommend it, I went with the 120 from Audio-Technica, and I think it's going to be a worthy replacement. I know there's a metal plate in there for weight, but I've seen it taken apart, I've seen the guts of it, and it does look like it has pretty decent equipment in there. The reason why I'm not using the pile anymore, for my, it's a piece of plate. Is it a bad turntable? No. I would say buy the pile before you buy like a big box store or a bookstore or Newbury Comics turntable for the $100 that it costs, because it has anti-skate control, it has the weighted tone arm to adjust it, you can change out the head shell, which by the way that's what connects to the cartridge, which has the stylus in it. It's a great entry-level turntable. Not for me though, which by the way I'm selling it with my cartridge that's on there for $40–50 if anybody wants it. But I think this Audio-Technica is going to be good. I do have 15 days. If I'm not happy with it, I can return it. But the only thing that I'm kind of annoyed about is the fact that it has its own amp, and that's just one more source, one more thing for the signal to go through before it goes to my speakers, and I don't like doing that. The whole point of buying the monitors was to have, you know, straight up signal sent to the powered monitors. Now granted, it has a switch on the back that can turn it from line output to phono, meaning, you know, no power, basically like if it didn't have a preamp, but it's still going through circuitry to do that. So I'm sure I'll do an unboxing when I get home. I just wanted to send this to you guys, or upload this. I will be doing a video overview with my camera and make it nice and pretty, but I just want to let you guys know who commented. I did decide to go with the Audio-Technica 120. A lot of people were telling me that, you know what, for my purposes it'll be fine. It's not a cheap turntable, it's not a piece of shit, it's mid-level, you know, and that's, for me, I think that's fine, especially for calling it $200. You know, I could have spent $300, I could have spent $500, but that's a lot of money for me to invest in a turntable, when, to be honest with you, it's the cartridge that those things come with. I know for a fact, and the next time I get a bonus, I'm probably going to buy an Ortophone red cartridge. I was thinking of Shure, but I think the Ortophone will work, especially with this turntable. Anyway, I know you guys can't really see me, so I will talk to you later. And leave a comment below. And as always, thank you for watching and listening, and please hit the like button. A lot of people view my videos, but they don't like it. You know, either like it or unlike it. Just do something. Alright, later guys.